So, now I'm going to talk about becoming uncontrollable. So, if you look at any kind of relationship, well, it can be within your relationship with whatever it is, but to become uncontrollable and a free agent, it's about noticing like what the carrot is and what the whip is, right? So, and sitting with the emotions or feelings that come up. If someone wants to control your actions, they do that based on emotions. It can either be like the whip or it can be the carrot. So if in the market someone wants you to buy something, then it's gonna be hype. So there's gonna be a feeling of hype, and yeah, then you buy into that. Or most people are. The same with like avoiding doing something because of fear. So people can just evoke certain emotions, be it fear, hype, so positive or negative emotions. And if we act on them and we don't notice them, we don't just sit with the emotion. If we can just sit with the emotions without taking any actions, then we become uncontrollable. So then we can notice, oh, okay, so this is supposed to make me feel this way or that way, and is supposed to maybe even drive me to a certain action. And then you can choose for yourself whether or not you want to actually do the action or not. But that's basically how it works. To become uncontrollable is to remain as an observer, just to the emotion, without actually acting on it. And then when someone like tries to move you to an action, be it through like maybe a bribe or something positive, then you can choose for yourself and be like, yeah, do I want that? Or in regards of fear too. So if someone wants to leave a relationship, but it's like someone knows it's not good for them, but they use fear in order to keep someone in a relationship, then that's another thing, right? Or have someone act in a certain way because of fear. So, but to remain just an observer is how we actually have autonomy, or how we become a free agent, because we're not acting out of the emotion. We notice the emotions, we notice like how something is being evoked in us, and then we can still choose, you could say rationally, or at least not based off the emotion, to whether or not we want to do something or not do something. So, but yeah, the masses, most people, they can be controlled by having fear induced, by having something positive induced, right? Positive emotion. So and then once we reach the level where like outside things do not cause us to act, so whatever like emotion or feeling comes up does not cause us to act, then we can go even further. Then we can go to the point where we even address things that we have a belief of or a negative association with, or change things that we have a positive association with. So if we say like, if we have beliefs of like something is good, which in actuality is not, but it makes us feel good, or like something is not good for us, or something would be good for us, but we have a negative association, then we can resolve that even easier. So ideally we get to the point where the outside may invoke or evoke some emotions, but we're not running off them. And beyond that, we can even generate the emotions that we want to have, regardless of what the outside is, what the outside reflects. So regardless of the situation. And I think that's the mastery of life too. When we, despite what is happening, don't have something that disrupts our peace, the feeling of peace, or good feeling or positive feeling, or we can at least reframe it quick enough so that something doesn't have to like drag us down, right? So, but I think that's what I've seen to how we can become a free agent and also uncontrollable, because like we're not automatically being sucked into advertisement or news that try to sell us something. Same with like advertisement. You could say like advertisement oftentimes preys on known insecurities of men and women, and then trying to sell you something so you don't feel insecure anymore. But if you would just allow yourself to feel insecure and be like, okay, is there an insecurity? Is it about my looks? Is it about whatever it might be? And you can be okay with that, then like you don't need a product anymore, right? But it's how the phrase goes also around, where the last thing that society wants is you to be okay with yourself. But yeah, it's the same thing essentially, to notice what news or advertisement tries to evoke, and then just sit with the feeling. So not to avoid also a negative emotion. That's what so many people do. So they try to avoid a negative emotion or a negative feeling, and then like they run or chase the next positive thing in order to not having to sit or feel through something negative. But how do we grow? How do we learn anything if we don't actually sit down with a negative emotion? Like, it's impossible. If we're always only on chasing to the next positive emotion, so we're never gonna feel something negative. Like, we don't have any depth to us. We don't have any, like, there is no knowledge gained or anything, any lesson learned. So yeah, but so much to being a free agent, and I'll see you in the next video.